Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're a new subscriber, my name is Chibugwu. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my birth story, and if you are a person that we want to know what giving birth looks like, or you're a new mom, you're about to give birth, stay tuned to the end. And I hope my story is going to give you an insight on how giving birth looks like. But to be sincere to you, nobody can explain exactly how giving birth is. You just have to experience it yourself. So stay tuned to the end. So yeah, my birth experience was a very positive one. I believe that God really intervened, because it wasn't something like it wasn't the way I had seen it to occur, and it happened so fast, and I'm grateful to God for that. A brief throwback to my pregnancy period. My pregnancy was a very, very smooth one. In fact, I didn't have any of these pregnancy symptoms. I didn't even have big nose or whatever. I didn't vomit. The only thing was that I was feeling weak, which is normal. You're carrying another human being inside you, and the person is eating through you. You're carrying another weight, so you're expected to be weak. So even no matter how strong you are, you just be weaker than your normal self. So I didn't feel I ate very well throughout my pregnancy. I didn't vomit whatsoever. The only thing that towards my second and my third trimester, I was weak. Any little work I do, I'll be very weak. I just wanted to sleep all through. So, but it was during my second trimester, the end of my second trimester to my third trimester, I had malaria. So I had to be admitted to the hospital, because one fateful night I was purging and vomiting. So when I got to the hospital, they tested me for malaria. My malaria was very, very high. So I had to be given drip. Even my BP was low, which is very, very risky. Like, if you're a pregnant woman and you have low BP, please always be checking your BP and be frequenting the hospital. It's not rest. Make sure you rest very well. Low BP is a very risky factor in pregnancy, and it can kill. Low BP can kill, and the way it will kill you, you won't even know. You can just be sleeping and you will not wake up again. I've heard of such story. Please just be careful, take care of yourself, rest, sleep as much as you can, because postpartum is not beans. So yeah, to my birth story. Recently I was thinking about my birth story. That's what even prompted me to even come and share my story. My story is a very positive one, and I'm grateful to God for that. So I was reflecting back on what happened during my pregnancy, and I was trying to relate it to something, and I was like, wow, this thing really worked. Because, okay, let me gist you guys stuff. There's a pregnancy myth that if you are pregnant, if you are maybe your first trimester, your early pregnancy, you're not supposed to visit someone that just gave birth. I just heard that one recently. If I'm supposed to go and visit somebody that just gave birth, reason being that if you visit the person, you might have miscarriage. Like, if you see the baby, maybe the baby is calling out the baby in your womb to come out, and so it's not good for you to go in your early pregnancy, because if your baby in your womb wants to come out in your early pregnancy, it's like miscarriage. So I heard it when I gave birth. There's this friend of mine, I was asking for her, and her colleague was telling me that she's pregnant. So because she's in an early stage of pregnancy, that she cannot come and visit me, but she sends her regards. I was like, this is the first time I'm hearing this from us. Reflecting back on what happened during my time, I think this pregnancy myth works for me, sha. So towards the end of my pregnancy, I was hearing different stories. In fact, I became scared. I was like, after hearing all these people saying they had 24 hours of labor, they were pushing, I was like, guy, the pain I'm about to go through now, I don't think I want to get pregnant again. No. So I was really scared. So the hospital where I registered, we do antenatal for women every Tuesday. quick one, please, women, ladies, moms, attend your antenatal. There's a lot of things you need to learn from antenatal, because me, I go for antenatal but for just the checkups. I don't go early for the classes. So yeah, back to the story. We do antenatal every Tuesday. So but one faithful Tuesday, I went for antenatal, and I didn't go early because I was feeling so weak. I was already in my third trimester. I was 38 weeks already. So I was feeling so weak. I was like, I was just so sluggish that morning. And I went for antenatal. And by the time I got there, the crowd was already too much. The number was... So I was in a haste to write my number now, like to write my name so that I'll be attended to fast. Then there's this particular woman. She looks like someone has given birth to like 2 to 3 kids. This was not her first time giving birth. She was like, Auntie, wait now. You're just coming and you're rushing to write me. We that have been here, we have not written them. I was like, oh, sorry. I felt bad, but what can I do? What I was doing was even wrong. Where am I rushing to? So I just said, let me just sit down. Even if I go late, I'll still go back home to go and sleep. So after that antenatal, the next Tuesday, when I came for antenatal again, I saw the woman. She had given birth. So I was like, I was sitting down, and the room where she was admitted to, like where she was staying with her baby, was opposite where I was sitting down waiting for them to check my BP, check my baby, to check my baby's BP and all. And I was like, you've given birth? She was like, yes, so yeah, she has given birth. And she was really standing on there waiting for a doctor to come and like discharge her now. So I was like, oh, congratulations on your newborn baby, and thank God for safe delivery. She was like, thank you. So then I was not like, because I still remember the event that occurred the last antenatal. So, and she's not someone that I was close to. It's not like I made friends with her. It's just because I took note of her because of what happened in the last antenatal. So I was like, but something was just pushing me. Normally, if it's a friend of mine, I was like, wow, you've given birth, I'll go and see the baby and all. This one, I was not even willing to. I was not interested in seeing her baby, but I was happy for her. But something was pushing me, go and see this baby. And now someone the courage to tell her, let me see your baby now. And I went inside and saw her baby. I was like, baby boy or girl? She was like, a girl. Is a boy. I was like, congratulations. I was like, hey, thank you very much. Don't worry, God will soon do your own. I was like, amen. And funny enough, that faithful antenatal, people were talking different things. Beds, CS. This one will say she prefers CS. This one will say she prefers normal bed. Like, I was already scared in my third trimester, to be sincere to you. So after I had finished with antenatal that day, I just went back home. I drove back home. I was strong enough to drive. In fact, driving was even easier for me than walking and entering. But so I drove back home that faithful day. I can remember I took a picture that day. So after I got down from the car, went in, continued my normal activities. That faithful night, I was feeling lazy again. I was supposed to go and take my bath, but I was lying on the bed pressing phones around 1 a.m. and I finally went to take my bath. After I had taken my bath, I lay down to sleep. Around after 2, I started feeling this intense pain. I felt the first one. I was like, what is this? I was thinking it's normal baby kicks now. I think it's Branton hikes, what do they even call it? This normal baby kicks. I was feeling it. I was thinking that's the normal thing, but this one was not the kick. It was so intense. I was like, it came the first time, it stopped. I was like, okay, maybe it has stopped now. I tried to sleep back. It came again. I was trying to hold the pain. I was lying down trying to hold the pain, and it stopped. And now came the third time. I was like, no, this one is not normal. I stood up from the bed. I could not lie down. Standing up was better for me. So from that to like few minutes after 2 in the night, 2 a.m. in the night, I was experiencing these things every 5 minutes interval. At that time, it didn't even occur to me that I was having contractions. Like, contractions did not come to my head at all. It was now like around 3 p.m. I was like, this might be contractions. And I started calculating the time. Like, each time it comes at the intervals, I noticed that it was between 5 to 7 minutes. I was walking around, I could not lie down because lying down was worse for me. So I was just walking around the house. My husband was like, sit down now, calm down now. I said, no, I can't sit down. If you say sit down, it's worse. So it's only when that between that interval I'll sit down. Once the thing starts like this, I stand up from there. I went to warm water, started drinking warm water. With time it was just getting more intense. Around 5 a.m. I called my mom. I said, Mommy, I'm having contractions. She was like, it's okay, stop, don't cry, calm down, don't cry. I was like, I'm not crying, but this thing is coming every 5 minutes and it's intense. I was like, should I go to the hospital? Because me, this is my first time, and I've heard many people, I've never heard anybody say their contractions they had the contractions within 5, this thing they gave birth. Their own is always 24 hours. I had contractions for 24 hours. I was labored for so times. I was thinking it was going to be a very long time. I was like, is this what someone will go through for a very, very long time? It's just like menstrual cramps, but a higher level of menstrual cramps. Do you get? It comes frequently. My own was 5 to 7 minutes. From that 2 a.m., 5 a.m. And I called my mother-in-law because she was closer to me. My mom was far away in another state. I called her. She was like, she needs to come early, very early in the morning. So that thing continued like that. 6 a.m. it was worse. This one, I just could not. It was, whew. My mother-in-law came. She was like, I'll take your bed, let's go to the hospital. Luckily for me, I had already packed my bag, so I was ready to go to the hospital. I just poured water on my body, just rubbed toothpaste on my teeth. I didn't even wear any undies. I just wore gown, went to the hospital. Even in the car, I was having contraction. The way my husband was speeding it. Luckily for us, the hospital was close to, not really close, let me say 20 minutes drive away from my house. When I got to the hospital, note that when all these things were happening, my water has not broken. Like, my water has not broken yet. When I got to the hospital, they rushed me. They took me on a wheelchair. I got to the hospital around maybe to 7, few minutes to 7, almost 7 a.m. So told me to lie down on the hospital bed like I was going to give birth. You know the way you lie down, you widen your legs like I was going to give birth. The nurse was like, she wants to check how many centimeters the baby has gone. And at that time, that was when this thing show, they call it show, it came out. They said it's like mucus and blood to show that you are about to give birth, something like that. So that was when it came out, when I was on the hospital bed. So she now checked and saw that, oh, my baby is already 8 centimeters. Like, my baby she could see the head of my baby already. So I didn't even, like, they had to start running helter-skelter to prepare their equipment for delivery. They were now saying, why did that not come since? I was like, I didn't know that the contractions were already so intense, and I didn't just know. So at that moment, I don't know, I think she was even the one that punctured this thing, that broke my water. So my water broke on the hospital bed. Then I was feeling like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's intense. It's like a pressure forcing the baby to come out. She was like, I should wait, I shouldn't give. I was like, I'm not the one. I wasn't even trying to push. The baby was trying to come out. Like, as if something was pushing it. Like, she was putting pressure to come out. That's how the contractions were at this moment. So she was like, I should wait. That when the contraction come, I should tell her, then I'll push. So guys, I just pushed twice. The first one, like, push. I tried, I pushed. I was still very strong. So she was like, the baby's head is already in my cervix, that she can see the baby's head, but my cervix is too small. And they had to cut it. As episiotomy, they had to cut my cervix by the side so that the baby will come out. So after like 2 to 3 push, my baby came out. I think she even came out at once. Like, I saw it like go down. She came out at once. I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. But when my baby came out, she wasn't crying. So they had to turn her upside down and start tapping her back. I wasn't even looking at myself anymore to know whether my placenta was going to. I was just looking at my baby. In my head, I was like, please cry. Then she started crying. They cut the umbilical cord. They already cut the umbilical cord before they started tapping her back. Everything well. After a few minutes, my placenta came out. Then they started sewing the episiotomy. They started doing episiotomy for me. That one was even more painful than the giving birth itself, because like they are sewing your skin and all. So after the whole thing, that was how it happened. So I feel like the pregnancy myth worked for me. I don't know. I wasn't even aware there was something like that. Something like that was even in existence, but I feel like it worked for me. And also the Holy Spirit that pushed me to go and say, oh, let me see your baby, because we are not familiar. We are not in any way friends. We were never friends during the antenatal. But I'm very, very grateful to God that, in fact, I got to the hospital around, like I said, I got to the hospital to 7 something. I gave birth by exactly 7:35 a.m. So I spent just 30 minutes in the labor room before my baby came out. So yeah, it's a very, very good testimony. So my first reactions when my baby came out, I was like, did this like full human being really come out of me? I was like, God is too good. Like a human being, like this kind of person was what was in my stomach before. So I was very happy. Like it still feels surreal to me. So but I'm very grateful to God for everything that happened, for smooth delivery. I've had so many complications, and I'm grateful that my fears didn't come to reality. Everybody's birth story is unique. That's what I want you to say. Everybody's birth story is unique. I had someone like that lady that was in the same room. There was a lady that was in the same hospital room with me when I was admitted for malaria. She was also pregnant. So her case was that she was having contractions, and it was too early for her to have contractions. They admitted her before they discharged her before me. But when I came at one period when I was still pregnant, because she gave birth before me, I came to the hospital and I saw her. She had given birth. I was like, what happened? Her baby was 8 months old when she gave birth to the baby. So she said the contraction started again, that she had to come to the hospital, and they booked her for CS. Miraculously for her, while she was on the CS, on the surgery bed, the nurses were preparing their equipment. The doctor was waiting, about to start the CS. She was just telling them that she's feeling pressure. She's feeling pressure on her cervix, and before I knew it, the baby came out, and that was it. Like so easy. So everybody has a different story to tell. Some people's story is bad, but they survived. Some people's I won't say bad, like it was difficult for some people, but it was easy for some people. It doesn't mean that your own will be difficult. You just need to have faith in God and pray. I know you've heard so many stories about how difficult delivery is. You've heard so many stories about how difficult delivery is. Doesn't necessarily mean that yours will be difficult. So to all expecting mothers out there, I wish you safe delivery. I hope sharing my experience gave you peace and comfort. And please, 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 if you like this video, don't forget to give a thumbs up and like my video. Also comment if you have given birth, a mother, you're a mom, you've given birth. Feel free to share your own experience in the comment section. See you in my next video. Thanks for watching.